Oh. Oh, I say. Welcome to the Amigos Co Monday/Tuesday in your face hole on the YouTubes. My name is Adam, also known as Breathe Tones. There's plenty other hashtags that people call me as well. Yeah, it's slightly awkward, but also very funny. Welcome to Christopher Vandal, who is, he's at his first day at school today in Las Vegas. Back to school for Chris Vandal, and also joining us from northern New South Wales in Australia is the, I was going to think of something funny then, but I got nothing. But Stephen Legion of Legion Vapes.
And his master himself, Steve Legion.
Yeah. Hey guys,
please give us a thumbs up in chat just to make sure that everything is running smoothly. Their streaming software decided to have a bit of a potato, but we should be good. We should be good. What's going on, fellas? How's it hanging?
not too bad. It's been only a couple of days since I've seen you. It was Sunday, but it's been kind of quiet. I got a few little health issues to take care of, so I'm taking it really slow and easy this week. Not really doing a lot except for the live streams, and it's been nice. I've just been relaxing, picking up a few bits and pieces. I was showing the guys before we started that I am going to start growing some little tiny trees because I've always wanted to grow little tiny trees, and I believe it was the Amigos show that I originally talked about building my own little smoke machine, which I also showed them. Yeah, I just finally built it, so I got myself for photo purposes. That's what I've been doing the last couple of days. Other than that, it's just been a case of hanging out and taking it easy. What about you, Chris? What have you been up to?
Well, before I get into this, I just want to be like the asshole I am and ask, can I rent you for a party to blow a room full of vapor so it's like a smoke machine?
Blow a room full of vapors. Very nice.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Just could you imagine how, well, you wouldn't even get Nick sick. You would just pass out. That's all it would be because you're not even breathing it in. It's all going through the air hole. This is some MacGyver stuff, you guys. Like Steve's teaching you guys something useful every week, which I do nothing of. But to my week, started back at work. So I'm back at work where we are now. I say mean things to people on Facebook. So, I'm not going to talk about where I work. But no. I'll get to that later. I do have a story about that though. Anyways, I got back to work today. Got to do learning a different position while doing the same position. So this same stuff, different day, same stuff. Kind of stuff. But I kind of felt like I never left because I've been gone for just about a month short of a year. And I was working with my coworkers, Dustin and stuff, Dustin. And then I was like, we were joking and bullshitting, farting and giggling and all that stuff. And it was just like I never left. I was like, man, does it feel like I never left? He's like, yeah. And it got real like Brokeback Mountain for a second. But I got to say it was a good day. So.
Nice.
Has it been a year?
Next month would have been a year. It was March.
Wow.
Yeah.
It doesn't, maybe from your perspective different, but it doesn't feel like it was that long.
No, it doesn't at all. I kind of walked back in, like there's some stuff like computer system stuff, like with some programs that we use for certain things. I was like, fuck, man, I was kind of nervous. Like, I'm not going to remember this stuff. And I was just doing it just like normal. And I was like, oh, man, but yeah, a whole year. But I guess it's like what they say. If you're having fun, time flies or something, but I don't know.
And if you're a brick and mortar across the US, be prepared for a completely wrong order that you didn't get that was packed by Chris.
That's the thing. I showed up an hour early to set all my stuff up on my desk area, my spot, and all that. And I was like, well, fuck, man, what am I gonna do for this whole hour? So I was like, all right. And I went in the warehouse. He's like, you guys need help? And Alex, the warehouse guy, was like, oh, you're back, yeah. And I was like, yeah. And then he's like telling me all these stories. He's like, all right, dude, just tell me what you need to pack. Like, I love you, man, but I'm here to work. Like, I don't want to hear about it.
I'm here to make mistakes proper. I want to do it proper.
Funny, though. I'm not going to give away names or nothing, but I did see someone that specifically bought some coils of someone that personally, and I was like, I'm going to write a note, but I didn't write a note. I was like, I got to wait. But, it was someone that personally that bought some certain person's coils or something, and I was like, oh, man, I know this guy. I've seen him on the internet. But
nice. Should have just seen that. I seen it. Just at the bottom of the invoice. I seen
it. But yeah, that's all I got going on, but good times.
Nice. Well, congratulations and welcome back, if that's appropriate to say. Nice to see you back on the Intergoogles, back in the role,
Yeah.
And back doing what you should be doing. No, fucking amazing. Awesome. Yeah. And Stephen, can we? Is that your health? Can we talk about that? Are you okay? Are you all right? Have you done yourself a mischief?
Yeah, we can talk about that. A little while back, I went to the doctor. This is a couple of months ago, actually. I went to the doctor, got a blood pressure test, and it was scarily high. So he gave me some instructions and said, "Okay, like you got to go take a week, take care of this, come back, and if not, we'll get you on some meds." And I changed my diet, changed my behavior, changed my actions, and it came down to within tolerable levels. And so I was like, "Okay, we're good, we're fine." And as most 50-year-old arrogant, selfish men do, I immediately fell back into old habits. We have our own blood pressure machine, and I don't even. Oh, I felt dizzy one day. Wife said, "Give me your arm," and it was scary high. So I've been keeping track of it for the last week, and it's not getting better. I have adjusted my diet. I have dropped all processed meats, all salts, all sugars. I've cut down on caffeine. I have increased grains, legumes, yogurts, fruits, all the other things that I'm supposed to be eating, and it's not making a budge. So I kind of got to be really careful. And I know this just sounds kind of all wishy-washy. When I say scarily high, it's like 2 more points and I have to go to the hospital. So a little bit, it's weird. It's one of those things. The thing that would be worse for this is stress, and the thing that this causes is stress. So that's why I'm just like, this week, things can slide. I'll do my lives, and if I don't get anything else done, I don't. I have an appointment on Friday, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to walk out with a prescription. If I'm still tracking it 3-4 times a day, if it doesn't change by Friday, then given what I've said to him, it's like, what else can I do?
Yeah. Well,
that's pretty much where I'm at.
Take a few days to normalize your system after you've gone back. I guess to that kind of stuff. And dumb question: does the nicotina play any role in high blood pressure?
They do say one of the first things they say is cut down the caffeine, get rid of the processed meats, quit smoking, which I've already done. I've seen very little evidence that nicotine itself is a huge issue. To be fair, I've got that little door there that I don't want to look past. Like, do I look through there and see the truth that might scare me, or so I haven't done that. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe a step down, Steve. Because I know you like to vape. Both for function and for pleasure. But in the same vein, could a step down in Nick for a little bit be a thing there?
Well, I was gonna say I only just did. Actually, it's been a while. It's been about 7-8 months, I guess. I stepped down from 6, which is my standard for ages, to 3. Suppose I could go down lower.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Can we welcome everyone in chat? We haven't done that yet. I just wanted to say thank you for giving up your time and joining us on the YouTubes. We'll go through a quick run through there. Dennis Michael was, or Chris Vandal was first out. What's all this then? But then there's Dennis Michael and Jangles. Jangles is in the house. Big love, brother. Oh, Jangles, Mr. Jangles. We love you, man.
Yes.
Geekus Maximus, some other dude called Chris Vandal. Mozzie, how are you, bro? The Great Wombatsky, also a fellow Adelaidean. Welcome to you, kind sirs. Squonkus the Anecdote. If you're in chat, like if you're watching the show, just say hi. Do that. An Advocate for Liberty. Hi, Tim. How's it going? But Tim's got a little bit of information there for you, Legion, that I won't read out. But that's
I have seen it. It is appreciated, and got to do some shopping this week, so I'll grab some aspirins just in case. And Muzzy has a comment there. What happened on Friday, my friend?
Yeah.
You didn't tell us about this. What happened on Friday? Why were you in an ambulance?
Well,
let us know. Are you okay? What?
Sorry, I'm just flicking through bumpers that I shouldn't be doing. Take your hand off the mouse if you know what I mean.
You were asking Mozzie what happened to him, and Adam played a bumper. It said, ha, 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 ha. No.
Yeah, kind of, didn't it? Yeah, Ricky. Yeah, fine. Hi, whatever. Hello. Red Falls. Yo to you, brother. Yeah. But Mozzie, we saw that on Sunday show. Mozzie was like, yeah, I was taking rides and doing stuff. I've actually only been in an ambulance once, and that was at a fair, taking my son into the driver's seat. That was the only time I've been in an ambulance.
I was going to ask if you choked in a hot dog eating contest, but that makes way more sense.
I'm going to leave that one alone.
What about you, Chris? How many ambulance rides have you had in your life?
Actually, none. I've always been so poor that every time I had to go to the hospital, it was in my mom's teacup.
I've had a few occasions where I've needed an ambulance. Once I broke a collarbone, and I went home. I was early teen. I said to Mom, I broke my shoulder because I was on a rope swing and I went straight into the tree backwards, right? Oh. And I felt it snap, and I knew it was broken. And I walk home. She's like, "You're not broken. It's not broken. Just go have a bath." I looked at her, and we had been through this once before, and so I knew the thing is like, "No, Mom, it's broken." And I walked to the hospital myself at 13 and said, "It's broken." And they called her. She turned up going, she's all red. She's like embarrassed as fuck. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I fucking told you.
Isn't breaking a collarbone like, on that list of some of the most painful things you can do to yourself?
It's getting up there because you've got a muscular structure that holds everything in place. And I guess if you've ever done anything with like held together by elastic bands, if something gives, the whole thing just shifts. Oh. So you got all this muscle here pulling your arm in the wrong place because the bones, instead of doing that, they're sliding. It wasn't a fun thing, but it was fairly easy to fix.
And they also they can't set them, can they?
No.
Unless
No, you can't set, and you can't put a plaster or anything. You just get a figure of 8 just to hold it back. It's not a fun thing.
Yeah.
But I have actually been in an ambulance a few times. I think I mentioned a few times I've been hit by a car and I got sent 30 meters through the air and landed on one finger. That was an ambulance ride. It was a lot of fun. As I get to the ambulance, I'm like sitting there like, road rash up my face, up my arm. That's no big deal. And the only thing really wrong with me is that every joint popped.
Jesus.
So basically, so I had to sit there with a doctor and a pair of pliers, and basically he just pulled the finger until it all popped back into place. I smashed my hand, but that didn't require an ambulance. I've had a few things. I've had quite a few things over the years.
Yeah.
Not many ambulance rides though.
I'm sure insurance companies love you, Steve. That's
while we're at it though, even though we're talking about ambulances, can I say my uncle, rest in peace. He was a lovely, lovely man. He's my mother's younger brother, the youngest of the family. He was a paramedic and an ambulance driver in Toronto in the 70s and the 80s. And can we just take a moment? Ambulance drivers do some of the worst, most stressful work in the world.
Yeah.
We all know that nurses deserve a lot of praise. They don't get the respect they deserve, but ambulance drivers and paramedics are that front line. And he himself had 5 heart attacks and ended up losing his legs. He quit with PTSD long before he lost his legs. But yeah, just that job destroyed him.
Whoa.
He did it because of passion, because of love, because he wanted to give back. But the things you see, nasty. Like, think about it. Whenever you hear those horrible news stories of something that happened to a kid or a family,
yeah,
I mean, they're the people that are seeing. Yeah, I've heard stories, and this is going to sound kind of gross, but I've heard stories about people trapped under cars or in machinery, where there's a phrase. It's called "injuries incompatible with life," and it basically means they're still alive, but the moment we lift that car off them,
oh yeah. Yeah.
You can't. There's no saving. There's literally like, we can take 5 minutes while you're in pain to say goodbye, and then the moment we move the car or open the door or whatever, everything just goes.
Damn.
And
Think about doing that with some guy's chest cut open, going 90 on a street with people trying to cut you off.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Well,
I have nothing but respect for those people who choose to take care of that for us.
100%. I've known a couple of paramedics in my time. Yeah, they're next level people. Anyone that's a first responder actually who can handle those situations. Yeah, all the love in the world. That's heavy shit. Let's change tact a little bit, gentlemen. Let's move on to the buffet.
I was gonna ask, well, can we do the buffet? I'm doing something new.
Oh, it's the buffet. Buffet. Vandal, would you like to go first today? I know you got something. You got a little something.
I do. So I bought my third Caliburn today. And so it was funny because I was walking around at work and they're like, why you got so many Caliburns, dude? I was like, one for every flavor. Like, what the fuck you think? What is this game? Like, I'm ready to go. Anyways, I actually got something new. First time trying Ripe Vapes, and I got VCT. It's supposed to be coconut. My camera's not going to focus. VCT coconut salt mix. And I got to tell you, I don't taste coconut, but it tastes exactly like Anarchist White's, like graham cracker s'more flavor, but with the tobacco aftertaste. And I was talking to Adam before the show. It does leave that little, I know we're all like smokers here, you know, but like that wet cigarette butt taste. You know what I'm talking about? It's like, it's not.
It's an astringency. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. So I'm not saying like the flavor's good. The flavor's good. The aftertaste could maybe use some working on, I guess. But maybe I'm just not used to it yet. But it's not too bad. And it's my first Ripe Vapes. And I know that this stuff's like $9,000 a bottle. So I'm going to sell the rest on my OnlyFans later. But yeah,
and
honestly.
Slightly used.
Yeah, slightly used for you. For your pleasure. I also got in my other Caliburn, the Mitch Hogan's Mango Madness. Why am I trying to focus? It's not going to work. And then in my other one, I've got Anarchist Purple Grape Bubblegum. And yeah, I do have my full-size mod, but I left it at the office. And in there, I actually just put in the Mitch Hogan's Mixed Berry Lemonade, which is fucking fire. So that's what I was vaping on today.
You left it at work. That's devastated. Devoed. Yeah.
What happened?
Did you say you
yeah.
left it at work? Yeah.
Yeah, and that's when I also realized that, you know, now maybe I should get like a couple actual real devices again, so I don't do this anymore.
Well, it's a good thing you know a place that sells them. That's a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Steve, what do you got, man?
Let's see. A lot of the same old, same old. I'm still rocking both versions of the drag. Both of them have Taffy Splash. See if I can remember. Blue Raspberry and Strawberry. Rock solid devices. I mean, it's the Boo Poo, it's the drag. They've got a reputation. They work well. People love them for a reason. Not amazing. It's not like, oh my God, the new Asgard. It's not like that. It's just, they're good. Keep reaching for those. I am still using this when I'm out and about and traveling because it's really, really comfortable. Little auto smoker.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Very, very nice. That also has Taffy Splash and the banana. And here's the thing. Blue raspberry flavor punches me in the face. It's really, really strong.
Oh.
The banana, also really, really strong. And compare what I'm using them in. I mean, blue raspberry in this big old sub-ohm and banana in that. I would say they're probably equivalent in terms of how strong they are. But this is because it's a smaller device, is not putting out as much. The strawberry, and this is me. This is all about not the e-liquid. I would say that probably these things are all equivalent. The raspberry, the banana, and the strawberry, they're all probably all equivalent. But I had forgotten about this, that strawberry flavors, they just go for me. They just go over the lips, over the gums, and gone. I don't notice them. I get the taffy underneath. I get the sweetness. I get the vapor, like the hot, but the flavor is just gone. It's a little tiny bit there. I'm not really getting it as much. Again, not blaming the e-liquid. It's one of those weird peculiarities. Strawberry is one of those flavors. Some people just don't. It's weird because I love strawberry in the real life, but not really working so well for me.
I didn't want to say that's weird at all, but it is very weird, Steve.
Well, I've heard this before. There are people out there who just cannot taste strawberry concentrates.
I can't taste strawberry vapes in any of them. None of them, not one.
Yep. So that's two of us there. So it tastes like hot, sweet hotness.
So do you get any berry notes? Like any berry anything? There's, the
tiniest bit, but if I vape it, 2 vapes in, that's gone.
How bizarre.
Yeah, like I said, I can't. I'm not picking on the liquid. It's me. It's my tongue. I don't know.
Just to keep saying about that, strawberry is probably one of the most accessible, flavors for people because it is, I mean, God, there's so many different variants of strawberry and whether they're full-bodied or not, but that's crazy. That's crazy. And I never knew that about you.
Yeah.
Strange.
Well, the thing is, strawberry is not something I normally reach for, and I'd forgotten why. I love strawberry. It's just one of those flavors that I just mentally ticked as, just don't bother buying that. So I don't usually go for that. So it's not something that probably has come up that much. And this is just reminding me, oh yeah, that's right. Don't buy strawberry. You don't get that. Moving on from that. Yeah. Dilemma, Type 2, blueberry scone, still a rocking setup. Still use this a lot. Still using the other Lost Vape, the Ursa. We've talked about this one. This is the one that I pick up 3 times a day, and every time I vape it, the e-liquid is a little bit different. It's my Cinnarol treat. I treat this one as a treat. Like, it's hot, it's loud, it's vape, it's intense. The flavor is really nice. I vape everything else daily like a meal, and this one I come back to. It's like, what is it now? Ooh, pastry. Ooh, icing. Ooh, a little bit of cinnamon in there. I kind of like that rotation. What else do I have today? Boom, 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 all those things. I do have this. I think I need to change the coil. And this, okay, if I do this and this, then at first glance, you're like, yeah, another pod mod with one of those type of things on it. This is the new Innokin Census.
Oh.
And very interesting. Innokin always do that. They take what the rest of the industry is doing, and they don't. It's not entirely new, but they take their own take on it.
Yeah.
There's something funky going on in the chip, and I haven't got my head around it yet.
That's the F thing, isn't it?
Yeah, there's the F thing, and I have unlocked it. It's weird. Okay, First weird thing, you have 3 modes in there. One that cleans your coil in between vapes, one that cleans your coil while you're vaping, and then the other one that's locked. You can't get to it until you figure out the code.
Right.
I cheated. I went online. I found someone who had the code. I put it in. It's unlocked. I don't know. Okay, spoiler alert. F stands for frequency. You can set the frequency 100 hertz, 200 hertz, 500 hertz, whatever you want. I don't know what that does.
It sets off every canine within a kilometer.
Yeah, I can't tell what that does. Well built, nice and solid, bit of a gunmetal, leathery sort of thing. We've seen all that before. It's got that potty part. We've seen that before. What I like is, okay, so even though I was raving about it, they got these things, right? Little potty thing. Mm-hmm. These are plastic. They feel cheap and sort of nasty. This has weight to it. This feels like a tank. This is solid glass and well-built metal. Even the little fill gasket, you can't see because I'm too far away and I'm not going to bother focusing, but that gasket is perfect. It's flush. It fits in there, and there's a little notch for your fingers. It's really well done. Overall, I mean, even if it wasn't for the other stuff that's in there, I'd have to praise them just for making a nice tank. You know, it may not be a 510, but if you're going to make this kind of thing and you got to use it forever, like it's paired to the device, make it nice, make it solid. This is good. Except that I think I've actually burnt out this coil. Yeah. yeah. I've been using this for about a week.
Tasty.
Everything's great except for that coil is dead. That's it. That's all I'm using today. Mm-hmm. That's enough, I think.
Yes, that is enough. I'll go through mine. It's very short and sweet. Snowcap Mods Denali 20X 700 with the Nightmare 25. Mr. Centenary Gates. Centenary is what I just said. Cemetery Gates. Mr. James, it's banging. There's banging Addy. Little Ghost DHD nub tip on there. In that I have the last of my custard cookie for Sad Boy liquids. I also have K-Fun 2019 Light. I saw somebody else put in chat that they just got their K-Fun Endgame Who was that? Was that Matthew? Yeah, banging MTL for your face hole. But that's above the 75C Odin Mini. In there is some Frank and Atticus chai latte, I think it is. A little bit of chai latte action. But I've also got the billet box. That also is a 2019. How about that? Didn't even realize it. But it's got some Susco panels on there. Very excited about the little thing there. A little bit of a battery wrap there, if you know what I mean.
Can I see the other side again?
What, that one?
Yeah, the Breeze Tone sticker.
Oh, I just put the sticker on because everyone...
That looks like it came like that. Looks good.
Yeah. It's slightly too small for the actual space of the... I haven't posted a photo of the sticker because I didn't want all the billet box community to eat me alive online because it doesn't fit properly. But yeah, there's some Susco panels. But I did just get a black Borrow. So now I've got a little bit of black action on my Borrow because, I got a black Borrow. They are not easy to get a hold of because that's an authentic one. But anyway, in there is the strawberry cookie from Sad Boy E-Liquids.
Or if I'm vaping it, it's just cookie.
Or it's just cookie for Legion.
Just cookie.
For any ginger, it's just a cookie.
They need to call one Sadberry, and it's not even strawberry, so Steve can get it because he can't taste it.
That's it. Yep. But in there is a little bit of an exciting coil. I'm going to do some shilling for the moment. There is a couple of new variants coming out in the range from Breeze Tones that do makes coils. This is one of them. Very excited about this little bit of another collaboration going on, which is all top secret at the moment, but very soon, I do believe, in the US. I've lost my card. Mr. Dylan from Susco, there is a billet box specific coil that he will be dropping soon, so keep your eyes peeled on the Facebook page, which is very exciting indeed. Vandal, indeed. Limited edition for the US clients. That's coming out, but this one is for everybody else. It's coming out very, very soon, so I'm pretty excited, but it's crackletastic, no doubt. So I'm done tooting my own horn, but that's it. That's what I got.
I did want to ask you a question. You have one or two ethers?
Do I have what? Sorry.
Do you have one or two ethers, right?
I have one now. I sent one to a good friend. Yeah.
Okay. So you've used the ether and you have the K-Fun. You go back to the K-Fun. The K-Fun has been in your rotation consistently.
Yeah.
Whereas the ether got retired.
No.
How do you compare those two for your own tastes? More in the RDL sort of range.
Well, the K-Fun definitely is not a restricted direct lung. I'm sure you could run it completely open, but there's a point with the pin that it just gets messy after it loses its compression. Very, very different ball games. Also, the ether is probably one of those MTL addies that people run in very different ways. I run mine NTL without the insert, without the underflow insert, because I get a certain compression going on without it. So I MTL it without it. But it's a very different draw to the K-Fun, because the K-Fun, the chamber is so tiny. Sorry, Ricky, I just saw that in chat. That's the Zeta. I've got the Haku Zeta in here. Yeah, very, very different addies. And if you're wanting restricted direct, the ether, no doubt, Steve. Well, you've vapped one before, haven't you?
I actually never got the ether in for myself, but the reason I asked is we were sitting there trying to figure out the right thing the other day for my wife. We were trying to figure out, she has a very particular style of vaping that works for her. She inhales mouth to lung style, so I guess a loose mouth to lung, but she prefers a larger bore drip tip. She prefers a more open airflow, and she prefers a coil. I've been giving her somewhere around 0.2, 0.25, but she actually wants a little higher. So we sort of, I was looking for something else, and I stumbled across the ether again on the site, and I was just like, oh, wait a minute. That may be perfect.
Yeah.
That may be exactly what she needs. So we put in an order for that. We grabbed some of your coils, of course, because a mouth-to-lung 0.5 coil in there is just going to be spot on exactly what she wants. And we grabbed the extension kit because I can't be bothered filling her tank every 20 minutes.
Yep.
So,
yeah, nice.
Hopefully that'll, yeah.
Yeah. The reason why I don't use the ether as much is because I this is just a subjective thing, but that to me, I often think about the K-Fun and K-Fun Light in particular, totally subjective. That's probably aesthetically the most beautiful tank that I own. I just love the bell cap on it, and I mean, it's nothing special, but it's just so clean lines, and I don't even care that it's bottom fill. Everyone moans about that, but I give zero bagel care factor on that, because I just think that's the most beautiful tank that I own, and I love the VAP from it. Yeah.
Cool.
Mr. Robert Darkings, if I can address that really quickly in chat, there has been a hiccup with the situation for the United Kingdom. I'm still working on it. I know I promised you that it was all happening, but it's taking a long time, so my apologies to you, sir. Most definitely, yeah. Vapors in the UK, companies in the UK, they get absolutely strangled for fees and whatnot, and just no wonder. Anyway, yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eventually, though.
It's happening, but it's we've hit a bit of a hurdles. Yeah. Yeah.
And then there was silence.
Diabetes.
Please don't make me laugh when I'm inhaling. It's bad for my heart.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So I was gonna ask you guys, what's the new product that's coming out? That's gonna be coming soon that you guys have had an eye on? If there's anything coming out, and if there's something that's come out recently that you haven't got your hand on yet that you'd want to try. Because I know there's nothing coming out really, so I was curious, because you guys are definitely a lot more deeper into this than I am, with using stuff and buying stuff that's different. So I was wondering if there's anything that's caught your guys' eye lately.
One thing that caught my eye, and I think Adam's probably thinking of the same thing,
Yeah, I am.
would be the Abyss, just because it intrigues me, the amount of flexibility that device has. There used to be, I mean, I think I can't remember where I heard it first, but I've definitely heard Nick say it a few times that he prefers things that do one thing well. He doesn't want anything to be half-assed. Why whole-ass one thing, don't half-ass everything. Something along those lines. So normally I'm not a big fan of this kind of concept. But based on what I've seen of it and based on who's involved in it, the companies it's coming from, I figure they're going to do a pretty good job. And also, it's not like I've talked about this before, but it's not like you have to pull it apart and pull out chipsets and replace things. It's a tank section, so yeah. I really like the concept of that.
I think, like
Yeah,
I was
can't
saying.
think of anything else.
Sorry, Steve.
No, go on.
I was just going to say, I absolutely. We talked about this on Sunday, but the fact that they're making things accessible because of the fact that companies are involved. Dovpo is obviously involved and got a history of being able to do volume. At good quality. That's an exciting thing. I really do hope they. Or Matthew Welch. Sorry, I was checking something out. But I really hope that they also get into fabricating the bridges, because that's the other thing now. Bridges are already hard to get. And unless you're buying something that's older, or you're buying dare I say it, a clone, they're still not easy to get. So if Dovpo comes into it, yes, Ricky Sam was talking about an ether bridge for it too. I just hope that they also get into making bridges for it, because whether you vape an RTA for whatever your RDL or MTL or whatever is going on there, the bridges are one of the things that it needs to also match that volume situation. So to be completely honest, even for me, getting into the billet and understanding the bridges and that style of vape, I mean it is, there are RTAs that do the same thing, but those units are all in ones or a billet box or whatever your budget can afford. It is quite a nice area of the vape genre to vape at, like an 18650 even at 38 watts. There's a fair bit of battery power, well, ish. I mean, I vape a lot, but it does pretty good. So hitting something like that can take a 21700 that's still in that same size, and to be able to economically use only small amounts of liquid is a really, really good thing. Yeah. It was only a matter of time, really, wasn't it?
So I did have a point for asking you guys this because I obviously am in need of a new fucking device, a new full-size device instead of a Saltnik. And I want you guys to suggest something to me that you guys think I would like that's a squonk. And I'm going to fucking buy it tonight because I can't wait.
You want a squonk?
So, yeah, I need a squonk. I'd prefer a double battery because of the power, you know. But I would see what you guys, if you guys could agree on something, so I could get that and get it ordered tonight. Because the one I have, my top side is just so fucking beat up, man. It needs a fucking like a historic grant or something for how long I've been beating that thing up.
See, here's the thing. Everything was wide open until you said squonk, and given that it's 2021 and that market has just
Even
crapped
if it's
itself.
not a new device, if you guys got like one that's older, it's a suggestion I could find. Like you guys don't have to tell me where to find it. I'll find it. That's gonna be no problem.
But you want squonk? You want
squonk
dual
double
batteries?
battery.
And do you want regulated or mech?
Oh, you know what? Surprise me. I don't care. But can you do a dual squonk?
Yeah.
On
Yes,
a
you
mech?
can. Yeah. For convenience and for something, you know, I mean, there's no doubt, you know, people have got strong opinions about the top side, but it is a pretty banging device, and particularly for a work banger, it's kind of hard to beat for convenience, you know. I mean, if you're going to, like Steve was saying, moving into mech or whatever, I mean, you still have to take the bottle out, you still have to carry extra batteries, you know, it's just one of those things. Yeah, topside, man, you know, it is what it is. It's an excellent device. It might not be the prettiest, you know, there's plenty of people that got stuff to say about it, but it's a good device.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I was going to go with this, is like, isn't it weird and amazing and strange how the market has shifted, that we went squonk heavy for so long, and that came out and that's pretty much capped it. I mean, there's been a few things since, but that still is, in terms of regulated high power output squonking device. Nothing's come out since then that can really compete with that. And if you're talking about, going to work, traveling around, you don't have to worry about batteries. Even if you do carry a spare bottle, you've got a cap for that, so you're fine. The top side would be the way to go. If you wanted to go for mechs, keep in mind, Adam's completely right. You got to carry extra juice, you got to carry extra batteries, all that sort of stuff. You got to be a bit more cautious about, you know, making sure it's off when you bag it or pocket it or whatever. Don't leave it in your car for whatever you do. Then there are a few, I'm not on top of all of them, but there are a few nice ones out there. I do believe there's a very nice man in China who makes 3D printed ones. And doesn't he have a dual battery one?
Yes, there is. That's a pretty chunky device, and as your daily work banger, I'm not sure that. Just knowing, you know, like wear and tear, and I mean, God, it sounds like I'm poo-pooing that device. I'm not, but that's a full mechanical, and you know,
I do see some people dropping some in the chat, and that's funny because like the DS is the Divine Designs, and he's got like the drip tech and stuff. I thought about those because I've seen people use them, and don't get me wrong, never in person. Then again, do I really hang out with vapors in real life? Not really, but I always see them in pictures. And the only thing that throws me off about something like that is the all metal body and me being a sweaty motherfucker.
Yeah, I think that's all. I mean, that's the one thing about the top sides. They've got that kind of brushed or the, you know, media blasted situation.
It's got the texture to it,
Yeah. I was actually going to ask Cemetery Gates, you know, like whether in his shop, you know, how squonking goes in his area, and whether, you know, the top side is still. Do you still sell the top side? Do you know, is that even something that's in your market? Plenty of mech squonkers, like exactly like Ricky is saying. 21.
Didn't they come out with a new version recently?
The light.
No actual changes, but there's no actual change. No, not the light. That thin one. It's basically a topside dual, but it's just got different color finishes. Recently, so it's not like it came and then it's done and it's all old stock. They're still pumping them out because, again, the market's not really competing with them. They pretty much own that section.
There was something that... Oh, sorry, Steve. Go on.
If I could throw in devil's advocate for a second, maybe it's time just to learn how to wick.
I knew that was gonna come too, and you know, I
Get yourself a nice. Can I say a nice Aromomizer Supreme V3 and a, let's say you like your dual battery and your heavy power. Let's say an Odin. Boom.
Yeah.
That's a killer setup, and it will last you. I mean, you've got as much juice in there as you've got in your squonk. As long as you can learn to wick so it doesn't leak, you're pretty good.
What was the tank again? I mean, the RDA.
RTA sorry, RD. They call it an RDTA.
Because it's got
but ignore that.
The pool at the bottom. I'm at lost of words right now, but yeah, I know. God damn it, I sell this. I help sell this.
Aromomizer Supreme 3.
This is another one that I didn't.
Grave.
I mean, this is a mech, but I hadn't seen this one, and maybe that's just. Oh no! Not even going to show that one. That was it was a BP mods situation, but it's 18650, so I'm not going to show that. No.
All right.
Yeah,
That looks pretty cool. That RDA or RDT, excuse me, and looks like something complicated. With me being my first real install use on my own, would that be something you suggest?
You know what? It seems complicated. You get it in the box, you take it apart, you put it back together, you take it apart again, so that you know where the bits are. And then you've basically got a deck on a 510 pin floating around, not in the tank, and it slots in, and then you screw a base on. So you've got that little floating deck. That's all you got to worry about. Use the if you get the right one, it'll come with a couple of decks. Just use the postless. It's dead simple. It's dead simple, dead
I'm
easy.
looking at it right now, and it looks pretty easy to install too for like leads and everything too. I just have to get a little kit going.
I was completely ignoring you both. What device are you talking about?
The Aromomizer V3.
Yeah. My 2 cents is the Juggernaut V2 Vandal on top of an Odin. Even the non-DNA Odin situation, dual 21700. Juggernaut is a super easy deck to build on, and it is a like fail-safe top airflow situation. I would completely support, vouch / rate that tank banging from QP.
As much as I'm firmly in the Steam Crave camp, that's actually a really good compromise there, because it's a decent tank and the top airflow is perfect for newer builders when you're not that comfortable with it. Because the thing about top airflow is that if you fuck up your wicking, every time you take a vape, it's going to gurgle, and you know you flooded your deck. You know your wicking's not good.
Yeah.
But your juice is still in the tank and not all over your mod, which is there you go.
Yeah. Banging, absolutely banging.
That's
setup.
a solid setup.
Oh, dude, I keep raving about the Juggernaut. It's,
Oh, never mind.
Sorry, what's that? You want to hold it up again?
I just looked. No, I was looking up the Odin price, and man, you guys are kind of. I mean, like, it's a device that'll last me for a while, but that's $150.
Well, get the non-DNA version.
Yeah, there's 2 versions of it.
Oh, is there? Okay.
Get the cheap one.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
DNA
I understand
chip.
the DNA chip, but that's it.
Yep.
That's it. This chipset. There's a little bit of difference in the material, and I can just kind of give you a glance here. Okay. My 3 here.
Yeah, where's your...
This is the 200, and you can see it's a sort of aluminum body, and it's got the zinc top and bottom cap. And I don't have the 250, but this is the 75 version. You can see the body is the same material as the top.
Yeah.
So they save some money on the chassis, and they use a different chip on the inside for the Odin or the non-DNA versions. But it's still a killer device, and that form factor, because you are so comfortable and familiar with using the top side, it's going to feel just a little bit smaller, a little bit more comfortable in your hand, but it's still nice and solid and beefy.
How about that?
Yeah, there you go.
It's I mean, that's front on, but
Yeah. Oh, it's thinner.
Yeah. It's banging.
That
setup.
doesn't require the bottle.
And that would probably fit better in a pocket.
It's still weighty, but the top side. I mean, the top side is only slightly lighter, but that's 18650s. Yeah.
So okay, I got this all put in.
Yep.
I found the one without the fucking chip, which is significantly cheaper.
Yeah.
And so obviously between those 2 tanks, They're getting love between them. I'm gonna ask though, because you know how lazy I am and I don't prefer a drip. Which one would you suggest for using if I were to personally say like for juice storage?
The jug's probably got slightly less capacity. I'm not sure what the aromawizer is, but
Off the top of my head, I forget. I think it's 5 or 8 mils.
Yeah.
Just
someone in chat will probably know these figures off by heart.
7 for the steam
Yeah.
cave. And
7. Yeah.
5.5 for the juggernaut.
There you go. Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. But you're also, for the juggernaut, you're probably using different, or, subjective again. I've got 2.5s, 2.5 IDs in the jug, so it's less consumption than if you're putting 3 mil or big cloudy, rowdy build into something else. But, triple 28s in that style of build, 2.5, maybe a 0.15 situation. Really, really good on the consumption. I mean, if that's your only device, then you'll probably end up filling the tank 2 or 3 times a day, but it is what it is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Keep in mind that if you're carrying the top side, we saw the size of it. You're carrying a mod and a bottle of juice
Yeah.
together
Still.
in one hand. And every time you vape it, it's kind of like if I did this, if I just held them together all day long, like every time I vape, I've got my bottle in there. You're always got it. So if you do have to carry a bottle, it's not such a big deal.
Well, that's 3 things. You could like, I don't know. I was thinking about it for my work setup. I would have one of those that you've got in your hand right now in your pocket, and then you've got your big device for your brakes, and an actual proper vape brake. So that's plenty. A dual 21700 on that tank, and a pocket device. That's that'll get you through the entire day easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, I probably won't be doing too much active stuff. When going back into the job of doing the stuff, I'm going to be mostly doing the studio. I'm not going to be doing the out and about stuff as much. That's not really something that it's a part of the plan. So honestly, this would be something that would sit on next to me in the photo studio at work, or on my desk at work, or on my desk at home. So honestly, the size isn't going to be a huge issue for me, but I like to keep it around that. But so I'm definitely going to go in there and I'm actually going to see, and I'm going to pull some scumbag moves and see if anyone at work knows how I can get a deal. So I'll do that first. And if not, I'm going to order it tomorrow. But those are, so I probably will just go with, honestly, I'm not going to lie. I like the look of the Steam Crave for the Juggernauts thing. I might get them both.
Yeah, 100% vouch for the jug. As you can see there, Mowgli, he kind of knows what he's talking about, and also obviously Cemetery Gates, that kind of knows what he's talking about too as well. So that's 3 yeses against Steve's 1. So
But Steve's YouTube famous.
Yeah, he is. Full respect.
Ricky Mahoney is saying there's extensions for the Steam Crave that go up to 20 mil. They look ridiculous in my opinion, but it's a thing. You can actually go even further than that because those extensions, they just fit into each other. So you don't have to stop. You can buy a new one every month and just add it and just keep going. You do lose flavor with every extension. The further away it is. This is one of the reasons when we talk about this, all sorts of stuff, but one of the reasons why you get such intense flavor from a dripper is that the coils are there, the wick is there, and then you got a great big hole in your mouth. There's nothing between. But there's someone at my door.
Oh, how about that?
I was going to ask him too if he wanted to test the theory on the flavor on his little smoke machine.
Yeah, or you could get a rubber tube and just put it from your backpack. There'll be no flavor, but there will be a little bit of vapor. Yeah.
I was trying to think of I don't think I've ever got too far, but of course I got to be a little bit more cordial about talking about brand and stuff, so I'm not going to say any names, but I wonder if it'd be funny if Steve's like, this is a great juice for my steam machine that I don't vape.
That's it. Yeah. Straight up VG.
Yeah, all those juices that I can't stand, straight into the smoke machine. I have vape mail. I'm gonna open vape mail because I can't wait.
Do it.
I gotta find a soundbite for this.
But
Hold on. Vape mail.
I like it.
It's a box that's got my name on it.
Ooh.
Is that your social security number? No, you don't have those. It's your Kingy number.
My Venmo number. Send me money.
Venmo is US only, right?
Yeah.
US bank account.
I
Unfortunately.
believe so.
Yeah.
Steve has offshore accounts in America. It's backwards.
Steve's quietly rolling in it. Hasn't told anyone about it. He's just kicking back on living off the interest.
All those ads on
Wish.
YouTube channel for the Cialis and all that, you know.
Okay, you guys ready?
What'd you
I
get?
got stuff. I got the Optima Pod Kit
Oh,
from Vapefly. Let's have a look at it. What color did I get? Box is black. And it's stuff all over it. By the way, my floor is always covered in this. That's what I do. Let's have a look.
nice.
It's black. Woo! You can't really see, can you? And I don't have my Zoom hooked up. But it's a little potty thing. It's very, very similar to the thing that I can't remember the name of.
The other thing.
That one. The older version of that thing, actually. Actually, it feels quite nice. Well built. I've also got a knife here. A little... Ooh. Okay, so this is really interesting. In terms of companies looking at other companies, that company, I can't remember, what is it? Justin did it. Oxfa, that's it. And they came out with their larger one, but their previous version of a pod mod looks to be very similar to this in terms of size and stuff. This feels a bit more solid though. This feels more zinkish. And this is the RDTA version that fits on it. I'll pop it down.
Interesting.
Which is very similar to the Geek Vape version that fits on the Aegis. In that it looks very much like an RDA. It's got a little, oh.
Wow.
Okay. That's different. So it looks like an RDA. You pull it off, and it's got a profile deck, and it's got that mesh cabling thing going in.
What?
So it's like a little bit of everything just mixed up in there.
Wow. Mesh and cables. They're combining
Mesh and cable.
all the technologies.
So there is that. And then there is some coils.
Nice.
So that is my mail for them today.
Yeah. Nice.
It's very, very nice to receive mail, and I'm happy to have this and review it. But I'm very sad because I thought it was Steam Code.
It's because you were poo-pooing them as we were talking about it. Or no, that was us. Sorry.
That was you guys. It wasn't me.
Yeah. Crazy. Well,
I wouldn't do that.
with new VAP stuff all over the place, I'm excited for you, Chris. If you're going to get some new things, that's always exciting. A bit of a journey and finding new spots.
Well, especially I realized too at this point, if I got called back into the vape game, you know, like an older tired player, you know, maybe it's time to actually like, you know, be more functional as a vapor too.
Mhm.
So, you know, I always say broaden my horizons, but you know, like, you know, maybe this is the slap in the face from like whatever entity you believe in saying, hey dude, vape more. So.
Yeah. Next show will come on and Vandal's got a purge and he's got a stack and then he's got a pod mod and then he's
Yeah, the day I have a purge is the day you see me filming or going live from a one-bedroom apartment in a seedy downtown part of area where I can only afford $100 a rent.
Mowgli.
Next Thursday?
Yeah.
Sorry, Mowgli. Yeah, I just did a reweek and things are crackly, but I appreciate that. Shall we change tact? It's time for You Can Even, the motivational blah blahs. Yes, we have been doing this. This is something I brought in because I just wanted to, send the good vibes, the good energy. This one was today. This one has been something, a topic of contention on a lot of discussions I've had recently, but we'll just bring it up on the screen. Your level of success is determined by your level of discipline and perseverance. Discipline's one of those hard ones, and it's get on my soapbox. I think one of the hardest things to teach people to do is to be able to say no or to say yes to things. And if you want it, you can go and get it. It's just going to take sacrifice. And I don't really know where I'm continuing to go with this topic of discussion, but the level of discipline and perseverance is absolutely something that people need to think about more. And it's we all want stuff, but how much do you actually want it? I guess is also the question you've got to ask yourself too. Yeah.
It's very important to know the difference of really wanting something and thinking you deserve it, and then earning something and knowing you deserve it. And there's two ways to get there, and I'm not trying to take dispute stuff here, but it really takes a lot to understand that discipline is a huge aspect because it applies to every small thing you do. And then if you think about it like this, say one day you wake up and you don't want to feel like you're feeling lazy, right? You don't brush your teeth, you push it off to the side, right? That's one thing you do in the morning. And then when you get to work and there's a project or something you need to do, or at home, there's something you need to get done, you're going to continue to do that because it was so easy, the instant gratification of it. Discipline is knowing that gratification that's instant isn't worth it.
I think we went through a thing in the 80s and into the 90s where, there's so many things that came out, The Key and The Secret and all that sort of thing. This idea that there is stuff out there and it's for you and you can have it. All you have to do is just want it enough. And so, write it down and put it in a book, or have a vision board, or do a little spell, write it down and then burn it in your backyard and it will come to you. And there's a second part to all of that none of those books ever mentioned, which was that all works. And it did work for the people who wrote the book, but then they actually went and did the fucking hard work. You're not going to get that great job if you just sit at home playing Xbox and go, well, I want a great job. Vision board it. Go back to my game, Call of Duty. Wait for the phone call. You've actually got to pound some pavement. You've got to up your skills. You've got to take some concern about your appearance, all that stuff. If you want to be a chef, you've got to fucking fail 1,000,000 times and go out and do that work. And I think that, yeah, absolutely. We went through this period where we were all told that we could be everything. We could be anything. None of us were actually told at that time that you have to actually fucking do something about it. And yes, you could be anything, but really you're going to have to pick some things because you don't have time to do everything. So balance things out a bit. But you're absolutely right. I'm not trying to be negative here. You can be anything. Just put in the work and you will get there.
Yeah, it takes sacrifice, unfortunately, which is the hard thing because you get the FOMO and you step away from friends and family and all of that situation. Absolutely, but the bigger picture is the end task. Yeah,
celebrity culture has taught us that we see red carpets and parties, and we see celebrities flying around the world and doing all this stuff. And having a great time. We think, well, I want that life. We all kind of want that life. And we forget the fact that most of them, again, same thing. They put in that time. They put in that effort. They did the failed auditions. They did the shitty plays. They did the 6 a.m. wake-up calls. I mean, how many of these awesome actors have you seen in movies? And they'll tell you the stories of, I had to get there at 4 a.m. because my character's a monster. So, it's 6 hours of makeup. I mean, there's a guy, Gary Oldman, brilliant actor. First of all, he went through a couple of $100,000 worth of cigars in his last movie because he's a perfectionist and his character used to smoke those cigars, so he smoked them on set. And that's going overboard in my opinion. But yeah, same thing. He was there at 3 or 4 in the morning to put on the makeup. It was like an 8-hour session just to get made up. Can you imagine having to sit there and make small chat and hold your head up and bend forward and get fitted for 8 hours straight, and then your workday starts? And your workday isn't just put stuff on shelves, but you've got to be on. You've got to be on top of your game. How much dedication that takes. Yeah. Nothing but we can badmouth celebrities, but nothing but respect for people who go through that and still manage to inhabit a character the way he does.
This also reminds me of something I saw this morning too. Is it's something that we can all identify with, I believe, because like, we're all here, we're all still like, doing things. The thing I wanted to bring up though is that even if you do lose your motivation or you lose your, your discipline and stuff like that, it's not easy, excuse me, I'm sorry. It's okay to go through the low moments because that's a part of like being who you are. So don't think you always got it. That's the thing. A lot of people drive themselves crazy trying to work for something and they're working the wrong way and they fucking have a miserable life and they're not doing it right. And then they get into a sad, like a sad state or something like that, or a depression or something like that. And I'm not going to get into mental health. I'm not someone to ask about that. But what I'm saying is it's okay to go low and then get back up. That's the whole point, is to get back up. You being determined every day or disciplined every day is you getting back up.
Yeah.
And going in through doing it. Whether you have a really stressful life or you don't have a stressful life, we all have our problems in different severity degrees. And like Steve said, we can look at celebrities thinking, oh, this guy drives a Bentley or he got something nice, but that's because he worked to that point to earn it or whatever, Sure, am I going to take advice from all of them? No, but that's your point to choose, and stuff like that. But the thing is like you can't detriment someone's hard work and determination and just disregard it when you don't like it, or when you're in a place like that, you may be looking at yourself negatively, and that's why you look at others that way too. And maybe that's the time for you to start thinking mental discipline, and start thinking more positive thoughts. Because if I'm being honest, I'm sure you guys can see on my social media game, I fucking fell off a lot last year, like a whole long time of stuff. I put myself in a hole creatively, artistically, and like that's who I am, and that's who I wanted to be. I built myself up to this point for so long, and with this job and do all that stuff, that felt like empty with stuff, and I went through the hole. And I got lucky enough that I got to get the opportunity to go back again. But even before being back where I am now, before that, I picked myself up and I went out there and I found a job that made me more social and made me go see people. And I did that, And I'm not saying like it's a brag, but it's like a reference point if anyone's in a hard point that you can use. Because that's the biggest discipline, is getting back up. You don't have to make 1 million things a day. You don't have to sell 1,000 things a day. But if you get up, you're doing yourself a bigger disservice if you don't, and you actually go out there and you try. The thing is, people will say, and like to a credit, like kind of like a little bit of what Steve was saying with the actors, you'll see these people do these small, tiny roles. Like a guy was on a Netflix movie. Fuck that guy. He's working his way up. Don't you ever fucking judge someone's hustle where they start, because where they're going to be is way further than you looking down on them, and when you look down on yourself. So keep that discipline in yourself. That's the one big thing I would say.
Yeah. 100%. Wow, I inspired a big conversation from you fellas there. I didn't expect that.
Fart sound.
To if I can cap this all off, there's just one thing you got to keep in mind. No matter where you are, whether you're feeling down or whether you're feeling inspired, whether you have massive dreams and you don't know how to get there, whatever it is, there's only one thing you got to remember. One foot in front of the other. That's all it takes.
Yep.
You just do that. One foot in front of the other. Rinse, repeat, do it again. That's how you get there.
100%. Both Vandal and Tim, both of you stop it, or else you'll be put in your rooms. Both of you stop it. We've come to that time, gentlemen, and all the beautiful people in chat. It's the end of the show.
Have we?
Yes, we have.
What?
Yeah.
How did that happen? We just started.
It just did, man.
We've only been here 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Seriously.
Did I sleep through half the show?
You did. You did. No, it was your vape buffet.
You even had
It
a
was
vape
20
in
minutes. We want to send all the love to you at home or watching on the YouTubes via your face holes. Thank you for being here. Thank you to Vandal. Thank you to Stephen Legion. Best vibes. What's coming up this week, fellas? Stuff.
I will be doing my live show tomorrow morning. I've already got my picture done for that, so I'm going to carry on through. I'm going to be doing a very exciting Aussie Vape show this Sunday. We have a special guest. Are we allowed to say, Adam?
Sure.
We are having the privilege of hosting Bearded Viking Custom in our house, on our show, on our screens, for the entirety of the show on Sunday. I'm actually really looking forward to that. Other than that, like I said, I don't know if I will get any reviews done this week or not. I'm just taking it easy, looking after myself. That's literally it for me this week.
Nice. Vandal?
So Friday Fallout should be, we should be doing a show. I see nothing coming up. I mean, I work daytime, so that's not going to get in the way. Unfortunately, we're not going to be doing the gaming on Wednesdays anymore because I'll be at work. But I was thinking maybe I'll move it on the weekends, and it won't be as often as it was before because, just getting back into everything. But I'll let everyone know about that. And then the graphic will be up for that. And then other than that, yeah, that's all I got. You guys are beautiful.
Nice. Well, lots of love in the chat. Back up at you in the chats. We will see you next week, or on all of that stuff that both Vandal and Steve just mentioned. We will see you there. Stay strong. I'm looking at chat.
Yeah, dick butt.
Yeah. All right. We will see you next week. And big love to everyone. Big love. Say goodbye, fellas.
Stay safe, guys.